This project, Le Territoire Éphémère, that I present today in the Folk Theatre, is a continuation of the previous project that in a smaller scale, and is a combination between Butoh, which is a Japanese dance discipline, or dance or theatre, there is a lot of argument about it, and then contemporary dance and combination between acoustic and electronic music. I think the main idea of it is the intertwined territories, which is ephemeral territories of different disciplines, different languages, artistic languages of expressions, and that combine together in one piece on quite poetic and philosophical subject of human individuum in a vast space. Left or right, right or wrong, diametrically opposite. Each have a chance. In terms of amount of work for this kind of project is enormous, and especially sometimes it's even not enough time to do so. There is a really confined time to prepare, and if the project is a part of a festival, especially you only have an actual place, an actual stage, let's say 2 rehearsals, 3 rehearsals. And so before that there's rehearsals in the studios, different studios, and imagining how it would be and everything. Gathering everybody together, making schedule is enormous amount of work. And it's never enough time, I would say, never. But somehow it takes form, and then that gratitude of experience itself comes, and you see, okay, the baby start being born, or somehow it's I think the most rewarding part as well. Exactly in that part where you implement contemporary dance, which more, I say, open, physical, and more on a discipline of a beauty, but also the way dancers position them in spatial environment. Butoh is more of a focus on actually inner, and that's where, and also satiric and ironic and weird and everything at the same time. There is so much interpretation because that discipline is still not defined. I guess even Butoh artists are arguing what does it mean to be a Butoh artist. But I guess I'll shift to Valentin to explain more about it.
Butoh is, in a simple way, it's some potential that to transform thing, and it's really different than the acting. For example, in the acting we kind of imitate something, we play characters, so we make something complete. We kind of create some illusion idea, yeah, and then we have technique to demonstrate. So, and when we performed, it happened. But Butoh, it's different. It's something that only start to transform, that it's never end. lucky and happy to find Dario Wilmington. He's a great contemporary dancing choreographer. He's from Dresden. And yeah, so choreographically, he did choreography with dancers. I did some choreography. It's our also duet is both dancers. And we saw how these kind of specifics and styles and way of what the role of movement is, how they naturally started to cooperate. It's wonderful because sometimes it turned to this diapason of emotions and feelings, from very, very something deeply creepy till something very cheesy, something grotesque, something became, I don't know, poppy, something turned to physical intense. Naturally, how these two genres are, they built their own.
In terms of music, of course, there is a composition, but I would say it's a sound drawings for me. It's not, it's a composition, but you know, it's way more minimalistic in a sense, but at the same time, because we intertwine or involve now acoustic instrument, the grand piano and cello, so we need to find a space. And we have Alexandra Petkova, who is an opera singer and an actress, and so her part and vocals are amazing, and she's very, very creative and very strong personality. So she brings something to the project. So it's also a composition real time while we're rehearsing. So the language, how we speak between the piano and, for example, there is a, let's say, an intro to this performance was written in electronic version. So we have an adaptation to piano now and so on. So everything morphs. And now it's not coming to the music. So the composition between electronics, piano and cello and vocal, quite tough, quite challenging as well. I find that, you know, electronic music is art as well. Like there's, okay, entertainment part of it, DJing, clubbing, but there is so much and more music becoming electronic or is electronic as well. If we, you know, take away the acoustic instrument and, you know, everything is electronic. So, but the idea of a cultural nexus of electronic music is like, yeah, it's club music only and it's all, and it is, but there is other ways of electronic music since years. I think, well, since at least 3 decades, it's evolved and it's also an art form. So I don't see any problem, and I'm actually really 2 hands up for merging and trying new things. And I see that institutional places are opening more and more to digital art and electronic music, which is good. You know, some philharmonies like, yeah, maybe we can implement, and there are things, ideas. I mean, sometimes it's very clumsy as well, but we need to do it to find, you know, the balance and what's the best way. And of course, without losing its own discipline, like classical music or orchestra, but why not to try?
Yes.